The drama of Beverly Hills is back.
And we have an interview with Sutton Stracke.
Virtual reality.
Hi, I'm Danny.
And I'm Evan.
And Beverly Hills, yes, it is over. And I think we can all say finally, because while we love our ladies, it was a long season.
It was a long season. And I feel like it just keeps extending because even though it's over, there's still so much to talk about. There was like a lot of breaking Beverly Hills news this week. And we interviewed one of the diamond holders herself, Sutton, and we'll get into that later. But yeah, there's always a lot to talk about in the 90210.
I know, poor Andy Cohen. I don't think he realized when he gave himself a radio show that it was going to have to be, he'd be like doing customer service for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, because Lisa Rinna was claiming, everyone was like, we never got the manila envelopes, like her tax reforms or whatever she had like in a manila envelope. Who still has those? But Andy kind of went out to say like, no, no, they were just kind of about Elton John. And that story was kind of fatigued. And then no one really wanted to talk about it in the reunion. So we didn't really include it that much. But how did Lisa Rinna take that cherry on top, Evan?
So Lisa Rinna always likes to keep it real, and she's going to talk about it. And what she talked about on social media was that there was a second envelope with a bunch of receipts, like printouts of text exchanges with Erica Jane, with some of her friends, the night that Kathy Hilton allegedly had her psychotic break. Like, she brought them with her, according to Lisa, but according to Andy, the only receipts that she pulled out were the receipts about the Elton John AIDS Foundation party, which, like Andy said, we're over it. Unless you're doing it like Jennifer Aiden and it's like a massive poster board of your text messages, I really don't care. Like, unless it's Monique Samuel's binder, unless it's the Lisa Milan Book of Lies, like if you are going to bring a receipt, like please
bring the receipt.
A manila envelope, that's not really a moment.
She never handed them over during the show. And so that is the tale of Rinna's receipts.
Diana Jenkins says that she has found out who was behind the insane, hateful attack on Garcelle's son, Jax, on social media. There's some people out there saying that she found this all out and that justice will be served. Garcelle hasn't said anything though, right? So I don't really know what's going on.
The only thing Garcelle has said, she tweeted recently that this whole season of Beverly Hills has just been like so emotionally draining and she's taking a break. And she said that she will talk about something when there's something important to talk about. So I think that was her kind of responding to the news that Diana found someone who may be responsible for sending Jax the threatening messages. I do want to point out that there was only one person found who was responsible for one of the messages, the very disgusting message about police and kneeling and necks and that whole thing that they discussed on the reunion. So there isn't like one person pinpointed for the mass attack on Jax, but I mean, at least it's a start. And I would like to know how Garcelle feels about it.
Garcelle is not really chatting with a lot of her castmates. I'm sure she's taking a break. The one person who I do assume she is texting and chatting with is the person that we had the joy to chat with ourselves.
Yes, her good friend Sutton Stracke chatted with me and Danny, and she had a lot to share, and a lot of reflections were made about season 12 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So check it out.
I love that you and Garcelle's are each other's, like, you have each other's back. And I also was kind of curious because I know at BravoCon you said that you wanted to remind everybody how much you're there for her and you wish you kind of spoke up more at the reunion for her, which was so sweet. And I love that you said that. And now Andy even said that too, with his apology for Garcelle. How did you feel about him kind of opening up about realizing that in his own way too?
Well, I think during the reunion, Garcelle is so strong and she comes across, she's such a great mother. And she, you know, she was like saying what she wanted to say in such an amazing way that I didn't feel the need to. And then later on, it was like, no, I should have. And I should have spoken up for her out loud. And I was just really sorry that I didn't. And I will from now on. And it's not even that she needs it. It's just, it's good to know that somebody is there supporting you vocally. And that's a lesson that I've learned from one of the strongest women that I know.
And she made a public apology towards me because she said she understood how I then felt about it.
How did you and Crystal get to that good place? Because everyone was kind of coming down on Crystal for what she kind of implied, but then, you know, you were so eloquent in stating like, look, like me and Crystal are good. I think that viewers might be a little confused about how you ultimately got there. I love that it happened. Don't get me wrong. I just
Right.
kind of want to know how you got there.
Right. Well, you know, I think that was Crystal's journey. And I have to let her do, that's her journey. And, you know, we're friends, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. Well, you're also friends with our girl, Kathy Hilton, and she came through real fiery in part 3 of the reunion.
Yes.
What do you think of her performance, Sutton?
You are the biggest bully in Hollywood, and everyone knows it.
Well, you know, I'd spoken to Kathy before the reunion, and I said, okay, just don't be defensive when you come in. And then I hadn't spoken to her for a couple of days. And then the next thing I know, I was like, oh gosh, well, she didn't take my advice. Here she goes. And, you know, Kathy's going to be Kathy.
And I feel like your side of the couch, I think it was almost like, because it was Kathy going all on Rinna. And how are you kind of, because also I love when you and Kyle are buddies and you guys get along. How was kind of like, did you have any ways of like supporting Kyle throughout the Kathy Rinna-ness, even during the reunion or after? Are you kind of just like, you know what, enough people are involved in the Richard Hilton family?
Do you think that with Kathy and Kyle, that's a family issue? And I'm friends with both of them. And I've gotten to know both of their families really well. And just, they're dear friends. And I want them to fix it in their way. And I'm not getting in the middle.
What do you think of Kathy's ultimatum to Andy, saying, I'm only saying if Rinna or Erica go? I need your thoughts, Sutton.
So, you know, my personal thoughts are, I'm like this. I'm not touching that one, because I just want to come back. You know, we don't know. We never know. So I just knock on wood, because, you know, who am I? I'm nobody. So, you know, I don't think anybody can dictate who's going to come back or anything like that. We are not the people in charge. And that's what I think.
I mean, at least I think we're all, I mean, at least I feel me, Evan, and you, and you don't have to say it. I think we're all in agreement of one person we really expect not to come back, mainly because they were in the reunion for 2 seconds and I didn't really miss them. I don't think anyone would mind if maybe she kind of logged off Zoom for the next season.
I think I might agree with that statement.
I loved how clear you were during the reunion when you were just like, I think we've made it pretty clear that there is no relationship here. And then she was like, I'm so disappointed. And then it was like, click, bye, Diana.
I mean, I think we're very clear on our non-relationship.
I will tell you this. When I packed like all my bags to go to the reunion, I did pack Kathy's tequila.
That was one of my questions for you, Sutton, is have you tried Casa del Sol? What do you think of it?
I brought it for Garcelle because she likes tequila. But I was at Kathy's house just last weekend, and she had the Casa del Sol there, and they were making beautiful margaritas, and I did try some. I congratulate her for that. And, you know, also this is like a new venture for her, and how cool is that? So, you know, we should all support each other.
I also love hearing that too, because it shows that Kathy is just Kathy, cameras up, cameras down, cameras everywhere. She's just walking around with that tequila, being like,
she is walking around with that tequila. She is. I mean, she doesn't change. Her personality does not change. She is the same. She really is the same.
When you get iced out a few times, sometimes you gotta step on glasses.
Okay, I'm gonna say this about the readers. Anybody, and like mine are way over there. If you have readers, you're not going to step on them and crash them up into many pieces, because she sent texts out after that when she got back to Kyle's house. She can't see if she might have stepped on them accidentally. Now that I've done that before myself, but she's not breaking them intentionally because then she can't see anything. Are you getting my drift?
Reflecting on season 12 and everything that was said about what happened or didn't happen during the Aspen trip, how do you process it all now? How would you characterize all the hearsay from Rinna specifically?
I just wish that it would stop. I don't think it's doing anybody any justice. I think it's only hurting everybody. And I think it makes us all look bad. And so I think just make it stop. Stop.
Would it be a relief if Rinna were put on pause?
Well, again, this is not my decision. I love this new vernacular that we have, on pause.
Yes, thank you, Dorinda Medley.
Yeah, right. I mean, isn't that a self-motivated thing? Like, shouldn't you know when maybe you should, I don't know, put yourself on pause?
Yeah,
It's a bummer. And I've watched my friends, and not just Kathy and not just Kyle, but Garcelle. Like, I don't like what it's done to them.
Yeah.
And it's unfair and it's disgusting. What happened to Jax was disgusting.
Absolutely disgusting.
And what happened to Paris was disgusting. And to repost that was wrong.
And especially after we just saw how much she was going after Garcelle for talking about her daughter in her book. That's what I just kind of was like, oh, why are you adding? So now it's okay when you do it. I just really don't understand what her point is with all of this.
You'd have to ask her.
She blocked me, so I can't.